but it wasn't, and the majority of the populace wasn't and weren't Muslims. So,
My name's Corey Gaber. I am a 6th grade literacy and expedition teacher at Southwest Baltimore Charter School. Well, I read a lot and I keep up on current events. So I'm always thinking as I'm reading, just for my own pleasure, what might be something that would be interesting to kids.
And what we learning today?
What we reading today, Mr. Gamer? I even brought my book with me.
We reading today, Mr. Gamer, yo.
And when I find something that I think sounds a little radical or interesting, I make sure I share it on Facebook. And then I like to see there's some anger or engagement and debate that happens on Facebook, and that's like a signifier. Lets me know if people are getting fired up about this, then that's something that kids will get fired up about. I normally have a introduction question that I already have prepared in my head that's going to launch the Socratic seminar. And when I do that, sometimes I'll even share the question if I know they're going to be really into it before they even get into the reading. Because the second you share the question, you see a bunch of hands come up, then I know that by stopping them right there and be like, we actually have to learn more about what's happening, they're going to be more engaged in the readings that we're doing. As far as the difference I've seen between the two, if it's one that kids have already come up with and they've said they want to talk about it, I mean, the engagement's there.
Yo, do this look deep to you? You gotta get into it and think deep. You gotta dig for it. Get in there.
I thought it was a deep question.
How do you think it was a deep question?
Because I put some thought into it.
Oh my God.
How? Because I thought about my question.
Mario, can you say something?
You gotta be critical with it.
If it's a question I come up with, I mean, they still get engaged, but I have to sort of like earn it. Like I have to prove it to them that this is a question that's going to be worthy of their attention. It's sort of like instant engagement when they come up with the question. And that's where some of our Socratic seminars have come from. Earlier discussions that they said, we want to talk more about this.
Didn't they ask them if it was permission to draw Prophet Muhammad?
Did the magazine ask Muslim leadership?
That's what I'm
The
thinking.
magazine did not ask Muslim leadership. But they knew that it was offensive to them and that it's not something that Muslims agree with, and they chose to do it anyway.
I mean, that's still wrong. Like, you should ask somebody to actually use their own religion, because, you know, that's unfair for them.
I mean, since the cartoon was published in a country that was not like a Muslim country, like there might have been a few Muslims there, but it wasn't, and the majority of the populace wasn't and weren't Muslims. So I think, and the people who published it most likely weren't Muslims. So I think it kind of gives them the right to be able to publish that. But I don't think it should be illegal to publish the magazine again. I mean, because if they have people who got killed for publishing it the first time and then they publish it a second time, that's just their own fault for being stupid and doing that. But it wasn't, and the majority of the populace wasn't and weren't Muslims. So
I just love it. The kids are engaged. I love listening to them. I love writing down the things they think of. I love taking those ideas for future conversations. And having watched the video of myself now, what the kids were doing, I'm already thinking of how can I make this even better? And what immediately comes to mind is students, instead of just responding to each other and responding to my prompt at the beginning, having them be the ones who are really developing the deep questions that are going to drive the conversation independent of me. So I'm thinking that there needs to be just a specific place for students to develop deep questions, get peer feedback on their questions to make them even deeper before we even get to the Socratic seminar piece, so that when we get there, they've already come up with such interesting curiosity, thought-provoking things to say that they're the ones really 100% running in it. So I just see myself slowly pulling myself away when it comes time for the actual Socratic seminar.